Welcome to Talk to Me Like I'm an Idiot. I'm your host, Angie McMahon. On this show, I interview people about jobs and topics I know nothing about. You can find us on all your favorite social sites at Idiot Talk Show. You can also use that hashtag to keep up with the conversation. Don't forget to tell a friend. Now, let's start the show.
I don't want to be alone in this bed. Won't you give me something I can take apart? I don't want to listen to the yelling in my head or the crying in my idiot heart. Idiot heart.
All right, welcome to the show. This is our very first podcast. I have such the great privilege of being with a performer, a founder of the live comedy show in Chicago, Pimprov, as well as someone who appears on Netflix show Easy. Please welcome to the show, Mr. Marz Timms.
Welcome, Marz Timms.
Thrilled. So I have some, first I want to always start the show with, how do we know each other? You tell me. I'm the idiot.
Oh, you're the idiot, and how do we know each other? We met doing shows back at the playground on Lincoln. Was that the playground?
I think Southpaw was actually our first show together.
Oh, yeah,
Frankie's.
it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Southpaw at Frankie's. And then we went over there.
And then we went over to the playground.
Yeah, you were producing Samson Krupin's Southpaw Sam McCloskey show, getting CIC's name out there and getting it started before bouncing to a couple of different theaters, and you generously brought me along for the ride as well to do shows along the way. So yeah, Southpaw was the first. We tried a couple of other shows. Mr. Marmalade was a good one that was there. Then CIC.
You got a great review for that show. They said that you were better than the equity company that was doing it up the street.
Fucking A, right.
Yeah.
I need to do another play.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll come out of retirement and I'll produce a play that you can be in.
Okay.
Yeah. Or throw me some scripts. We'll see.
We'll rehash Sinterklaas and Zwarte Piet with rocketed Chris Red to SNL.
Oh man, I still am obsessed with Sinterklaas and his story.
It's a good story.
It's a pretty great story. So we've done a bunch of stuff together. We've known each other over the years. So I have some dumb questions for you. And then we got a question for you on Facebook, on the Facebook page too, from a Facebook fan. So we'll get to that in a little bit.
Oh, all right.
Okay.
I don't know who asked this question.
So first I want to say that I am still in the running for the Netflix TV show Nailed It. So thank you. So I'm waiting to hear on that. I'm on hold for the next 10 days while they decide, or I think I'm probably on like the backup list. So they're seeing if people like turn it down and then they'll come to me. That's kind of what I feel like, but we'll see. So I was.
And what's Nailed It again?
So
it's a show about construction workers?
No. It is amateur bakers.
Ah, okay.
So, yes. So that's why I keep putting on Instagram the cakes that I've been practicing.
Oh, I had no idea what that stuff was.
Yes. Yes.
I just
thought I was a bad baker. Yeah.
Yes, for all the people not watching and just listening. I was like, wow, who dropped that cake on the floor and then chose to take a picture and put that shit on Instagram? I was like, damn, Ange. Yeah.
It's a show all about people who are not professional cake bakers, and they give them like insane challenges. Like one of the challenges was to carve a bust of President Trump out of cake with like fondant.
Yeah, I saw that one too. Yeah.
Okay, so I've found myself getting like pretty far in the process, like a crazy amount far in this process. They've had me do a physical with a doctor. They had me do a background check. I had to turn over any private social accounts I had, like my private Facebook, for them to go through the last 3 years of all of my posts and everything. And so every few days they send me something else to fill out, like who's going to be your lifeline or but we can't commit to saying you're in the show yet. And I'm like, this is the craziest long process. I have been in talks with them since April 9th. That's how long this has been. So
Yeah.
you've been on Netflix. Me being an idiot, this entire episode is going to be how to become a super famous star on Netflix, because you're the only super famous person I know who's on Netflix.
I am on Netflix. Super famous. You're going a little too far.
So when you were cast for Easy, what was that process like for you? Did they make you do a physical? Did they make you do a background check?
No, maybe it's because your show is more of a reality show,
Yeah.
and mine was like a web series. Yeah, no, you don't do any of that stuff. It was, I called in by my agent to go to an audition, go in, do the audition. It was about relationships, so they paired us up in couples, and we were supposed to just be at like a dinner party, which is like the first episode of season 1. We're at a dinner party, and I just talked about a personal experience with one of my many food issues, and yeah, I got cast off of that. Got to work with Joe Swanberg, who's an awesome dude, local Chicago director, producer, and everything.
Did you know Joe beforehand, or this was just a
I'd heard of his one of his other projects, but I'd never worked with him or anything. And yeah, but working with him was great because he catered to one of my strengths, which is being able to improvise and be off the cuff.
Or did he cater to your strength of not being able to learn scripts very well?
No, I know how to learn scripts very well. It's just that
you don't want to.
Sometimes they're not good scripts, and I think I can make them funnier. No. It was fun working with Joe. And then and getting called back for season 2 was cool. I know where the Joe Swanberg man cave is, so I get to go there and hang out and work on projects and drink, and that's fun. Yeah.
So
Cool.
okay, so now you have this connection with Joe. I don't know Joe. My agent never called me to be on Easy. I'm like one of 100 improvisers that didn't end up being in the background of a picnic in Easy somehow. But Joe, you have this connection now. You have this connection to Netflix. Does that open doors for you to pitch shows to Joe, to pitch shows to Netflix, anything?
I wish it did. I wish I had a connection with Netflix. I wish Joe was like blowing up my phone all the time, like, "Yo, Marz, what you doing? What you working on? Can we collaborate on something?" No, it's not like that at all. I am still in the same spot as everybody else that wants to pitch Netflix shows. I mean, I know a little bit more about it and what they look for in when you get the pitch to them.
So how does this work? So I get on a reality baking show on Netflix. How do I get the opportunity then to pitch my dream show to Netflix? Walk me through this.
Well, seeing that I've never done that.
Well, but you have gotten to pitch something to Netflix, right?
No. I had a connection to Netflix, but the way Netflix wants their shows is you have to have like a production team and everything put together beforehand. And for the project I didn't have that, so I didn't get that opportunity to pitch to Netflix. They have a new like animated division that they're looking to put out more animated content. So I have a friend that I'm working with out of New York on this other project that I've been working on right now, and so hopefully, and she kind of produces as well. So I pitch her ideas, and so we're collaborating on a project right now to go around and pitch to a couple different places, and she is trying to see if she can get a Netflix contact. So, and that's the thing about like pitching in all of these shows. You have to kind of know somebody, and then even when you do know somebody, they don't want to give up their connections and all this other stuff. It's just,
Yeah.
you meet people and you're talking to them. You're like, hey, I got an idea. You think we could pitch this? You got a connection there, and they're just like, yeah, no, I can't give up my source because then, what if your pitch goes bad or something like that? So it's really a game of like it's all Hollywood stuff. Like, who do you know, and who do you know that is like vested in you and can help you and
See,
get you through a door.
I feel like if Chicago was Hollywood, it would just be like me Facebook messaging you and being like, Marz, I have an idea. Do you want to hear it? And you'd be like, no. And I'd be like, well, you're going to hear it anyway. So here it is.
And that's because we're friends like that. But, and you know how they say everybody in Hollywood is so fake. It's because people know that everybody has like I want to pitch to you, or you're an actor. What can you do for me? And what can I do for you? And you're just trying to use me for this. So that's why they say everybody's so fake, because you have to put up that fake front because different people are coming at you with different angles, and you're trying to get at people with different angles and like, hey, oh, I saw you doing this project and you were great on it. Oh, I loved you in this, knowing damn well they may not have seen you or they didn't like you in it. It's just some way that they can help you get in there. So, it's all Hollywood stuff. So you'd hope Chicago would be more down to earth and people would be cooler with helping each other out, because we're like, yeah, we're blue collar, we're Chicago, and we got each other's back. Hey, we all eat Italian beefs over here.
Oh dear Lord.
Which is what I was just eating.
Of course.
But it's still, it's
so even though like Joe, like let's use Joe as an example because we're talking about Netflix. He's from Chicago. He's a down to earth guy. He still is enough Hollywood where we couldn't get him on speakerphone right now and just be like, Joe, what are you doing?
Can I get Joe on speakerphone right now and be like, Joe, what are you doing? I don't think I could. I mean, I know Chris Redd, and I doubt I can get Chris Redd on speakerphone or Hannibal or any of these dudes,
Well, you'd probably get Greg Holliman.
I could probably get Greg Holliman, but that's like saying
probably also not doing anything.
I don't know. I could get the dude. I could get Lou Ferrigno on the phone. It's like, what's Lou Ferrigno really up to right now? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, can we get Lou Ferrigno on the phone right now?
You might be able to get him. You're both Italian. You might be able to get him easier than I could.
Because we all know each other, right? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, you brought up Greg Holliman to me.
I know you work with Greg.
How do I know you didn't work with Lou Ferrigno?
Oh, because I wouldn't be making a podcast. Or maybe I would. Who knows?
But he would be your first guest instead of me.
Probably.
You're like, oh, I got the Incredible Hulk on my first podcast. And somebody people would be like, oh, yeah, that's awesome.
I love how right before we recorded, I went on Facebook to see if any other questions, and I went in your fan page, and one of the people were like, congrats on getting on the podcast that doesn't exist. I was like, oh, your fans are really pulling for you, Marz.
Wait, who the... Yeah, I got there's a lot of a-holes that like me.
He was pulling for you. He was like, congrats, that's awesome. And I was like, oh, that's cute.
That's I'm trying to see who that possibly could have been.
While you're looking, I'm going to ask you more dumb questions. So if you get this animated project, can I be on it? Oh my gosh, that's a lot of quiet.
It's not. That one hasn't even gotten off the ground yet. That is still in the writing stages, or kind of the rewriting stages. That one was an idea I came up with like a couple of years ago, and I had like this crazy idea. I came up with it. It worked. I was able to get the small piece animated, and I pitched it to Comedy Central, and I pitched it to Comedy Central in New York, and I pitched it to Comedy Central out in LA because they have two different divisions. And New York was interested in it, but my writing partner, who I was working with at the time, didn't like the project, and I'm not going to mention that person's name, Gregory Holliman. And so that kind of ruined that for the time being. But now I'm working with some new people on that, and hopefully I will be able to go back and repitch an idea they actually liked. But the other one that I'm working on is more of a reality type show. So
Is it baking?
no, I'm going to steer away from baking. I don't. I have food issues. I have serious like food issues that I can't even. Yeah,
It's okay.
nah, I would bake.
Do you know there's a Facebook group, not that you'd be part of this, but maybe. There's a Facebook group for picky eaters, for adult picky eaters.
I would be a part of that.
There's like 40, I'll invite you to it. There's like 40,000 people because my daughter has huge picky eater issues. And so I joined to like learn about the community of picky eaters. And it's like serious. They're like,
It is.
you don't take away my chicken nuggets. Like it's not you don't.
I've been in tears after leaving restaurants because I couldn't control myself over something that somebody would find stupid, but I just like obsessed about it so much so I talked to the chef about it and all this other stuff and like just freak out in the restaurant and then leave like embarrassed and having like apologize to people that I've been out with. Yeah.
It's a serious thing to have like food anxiety. It's like I went on there. Here's one of the coolest things I found out on that Facebook group. We'll take a little side tour. I said, so my daughter's an extreme picky eater, and I'm trying to understand and help her with all of this. She has like 15 safe foods that she will eat, and that's about it. Mm-hmm. And that's very common. All of them are like, yeah, that's very common. And this one guy posted a video to say, here's what you're putting your daughter through. And it was a video of this doctor who put chocolate covered crickets in front of the mom and said, have a cricket. And the mom like picked it up, she stared at it, she smelled it, and then she said, oh my gosh, this is everything my daughter does when I put like a plate of pasta in front of her. Like, me being resistant to eating this cricket is exactly what she's going through every time I put food in front of her that she doesn't feel safe eating. And I was like, oh my gosh, all the light bulbs went off in my head. I was like, that makes so much sense because I'm not going to eat a chocolate covered cricket, even though you tell me it's not poison, it's not going to hurt me, I might even like it, it doesn't have a weird smell, like all of those things that I say to her all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, nope. I wouldn't eat a cricket. It just it made so much sense to me. So I'll invite you to that group. It's picky eaters. Yeah.
Yeah. And here's the weird thing about picky eaters. Like my friend Greg Holliman, also a picky eater, and he will freak out about food, but yet will go face first into a stripper's anus at the drop of a hat. So it's just a weird. I'm joking, just because Greg is a jerk. We can use profanity and stuff.
Well, this isn't. I don't even know. I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm learning as we go. I was like, I'm out of work. I'm transitioning from live theater to figure out what I'm doing in life. I've been like looking for work. I've been like applying to be on a baking show. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. So I was like, oh, I'm going to do this. I talk to people, like I do in my producing class when I talk to people. People seem to like the way I have an interview rapport or whatever with people. Kind of like, I don't know what I'm doing. And they're like, oh, that's relatable. Like the president. I'm like the president of new podcasts.
All right. And you have won the electoral votes, but the popular vote is against you.
We shall see. We shall see. Yes. Okay, so
is the movie 300 in those DVDs behind you?
Why are you looking at my DVDs?
I'm looking at the whole room. I remember being at your old place before this one.
Oh, have
And
we not invited you to this one? You've come here, have you?
I think I've been there once.
When Jordan broke her arm, when my daughter broke her arm, you came and visited us here.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Once.
Well, come.
No, I visited you in the hospital. I visited her in the hospital when she broke her arm. But I think
right.
I came there after a baseball game, which was like the other place I went after a baseball game, and then all hell broke loose.
Oh, wow. Well, come over. What are you doing this weekend? Come over. Tom will love to see you, I'm sure.
Out of town.
Oh, well, see, you're busy, so.
I'm like always. I am like always on. Like I didn't know if I was going to be out of town all this week. That's why when you were like, "Oh, I'm checking your availability," I was going to be in Alabama all this week. Cutting bodies out of trees. No, that's awful. Alabama isn't that bad if you are from Alabama. It's just the other 49 states that hate fucking Alabama. But
anyway, I don't think it's the three. I don't think it's 300. I have Lost. Isn't that maybe what you're looking at?
No. Tom and I watched 300 at the old place.
Oh.
You probably don't even remember all the craziness that happened.
I remember having to clean you boys up one day after a Cubs game.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. Thank you for washing my clothes that day.
Oh, you boys, and how much you miss each other.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah. Poor Tommy.
So I have a question. So anyway, so you kind of danced around it, but your new projects, you get something greenlit, and there's no place for me in there. That's all.
No, absolutely in the animated thing. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just want it on record so the internet knows.
Yes.
That my IMDb needs to be updated.
Okay.
Okay.
You got it.
Okay. So we have a question from Facebook. I put out on the Talk to Me Like an Idiot Facebook page. You can find us on all your social networks at Idiot Talk Show. And I put on the Facebook page, does anyone have any questions for Marz Timms? And Zain Kadari asked this question, and I quote, Netflix account for free?
Netflix account for free.
That was what he put when I asked if anyone had any questions.
And what's this person's name?
Zain Kadari.
It's like, that's one of them like fake accounts. Like they friend you and they have like two friends and one's a stripper and the other one's saying that they can give you like an iPad for free. And then you give them an account information and then they hack all your shit. I don't know who the hell is Zain Adari?
Zain, Z-I-N-E.
Z-I-N. Is that somebody that's your friend?
No, he's a fan of the Facebook page Talk to Me Like an Idiot.
Oh.
He asked on the Facebook page, the exact quote was Netflix account for free. So maybe he's asking you if you can get him a Netflix account for free since you were on Netflix.
Hi, Zain. Thank you for your question, first of all. And in reference to if I can get you a Netflix account for free, I still pay for my own fucking Netflix account. Get a job, you lazy asshole, like the rest of us. Or, hey, Zain,
I think.
Zion, whatever your name is. Get a friend that has a Netflix account and say, hey, let me get your password because like you get like 5 hookups on there. One's probably like an ex-girlfriend who like just used you to get your Netflix password. So
Did you just tell us something really personal?
Yes, and my girlfriend is my father who has my Netflix account, password, and Hulu. And every time I go over to his house, he's like, I can't figure out how to get this thing working. And I'm like, it's simple. It's Netflix. He's just like, Netflix, Hulu, hula hoop, rah, rah, rah. I'm going to cut the grass or do some manual man work around that might hurt my hands and back. Yeah. So, no, Zine, I cannot get you a free Netflix account. Although, if you're new to Netflix, I think they give you the first month free, or maybe even first 3 months for free, and you can do it that way, and then go back to your spam bot ways.
You can't say Marz Timms sent me. He said I could have a free Netflix account.
Actually, you should do that and record yourself doing that because I would like to hear the sound of the person laughing in your face at A, who the fuck are you? B, who the fuck is Marz Timms? Um,
If you do that, please tag Idiot Talk Show in your social so that we can share it with our fans. That would be
that's what I
fantastic.
just did. I talked to Zion like he was an idiot. Welcome to the show. Way to be a part, buddy.
We did it. Well, that is mostly everything I wanted to go down. Do you have any dumb questions for me?
Dumb questions
Because
for
I'm the idiot.
you are. Here, hey, idiot. Don't take questions from idiots like Zine. Uh, no, seriously, I think you get on your phone and look up Zine. I want to look up Zine too. And then we're going to read all about this dude. Let's see.
Okay.
Talk to me like an idiot. There it is. I like it. I like it.
You
Let's
see Zine's
scroll.
comment?
I see that. Zynadine Kari?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Zynadine Kadri. Zynadine Kadri. That sounds fake. Yeah, he went to V123 Eyes VE Boomatra. This dude, not from this country.
That's okay.
Let's
We
see.
can have fans from wherever in the whole wide world. We don't
Yes, yeah, oh,
judge.
absolutely. We don't judge, except that he joined Facebook in 2014. Is this dude real? Um,
He might. What if he's real and you've totally insulted him?
uh,
And now he was going to be the biggest Marz Timms fan because he was hoping you would give him a free Netflix account.
oh yeah, he was this Pooja Mohidra. He is a good friend. Do we have two mutual friends, Sebastian Alexis? Who Alexis was she was the casting director for Easy season 1. Big shout out to Alexis there, but that's just employers at self-employed. So those two people say they're self-employed. I need to find out more about Edine Kadri. Let's see about.
I don't see anything from him. So you must have a mutual friend because everything is basically has no information for me.
No mutual friends, except a lot of his stuff. I went to About on his page. He's self-employed. His education was Vive Boomchuri. He's a man. He is a Barca fan, which is a sport. He also likes Ultra Barca and then some squiggly lines. I think that's Arabic. His here we go. Zynadine, his favorite movie, Florence Foster Jenkins. The fuck out of here.
I'm not familiar.
That it was up for a SAG award. Meryl Streep. It was a very good movie. Very good movie. But
you don't believe Zine liked it?
Not to be sexist and a chauvinist or anything, but a man going, hey, Florence Foster Jenkins with Meryl Streep is my favorite movie, where she couldn't sing, but she was filthy rich, so everybody pretended she could sing. Yeah, no. Also he likes Fantastic Beast.
I liked Fantastic Beast.
17-year-old girls on. I was just gonna go through and roast all this dude. Hitman Agent 47. Not only what now I know that he has no taste because that was an awful movie. And to put that you like it.
Can I tell you what this reminds me of? When the picture that I posted when we went to New York, and we went to the New York Comedy Festival, which no longer exists, but it was the thing where you had to hustle to get stage, like they gave you certain stage time, but then you had to call the producer to get additional stage time because they might have canceled your show, or there was like 2 people, so you were like calling every few hours to see if you could get on a show, like I was too. And we got on a show that was on Broadway. It was
absolutely
it was in a comedy club on Broadway, and they were going to cancel the show. So I went outside and I barked for like 20 minutes to get people to come upstairs. And some guy came upstairs with like all his luggage, like he was on his way to the airport. And he fell asleep in the audience. And
I remember that.
And you went up and you threw your entire set out the window and you just started roasting this guy for sleeping in the audience.
Yeah.
And there was like 6 other people there. Like this was not my Broadway dream. This was like
No. But you and I have both performed on Broadway, thanks to you. I absolutely remember that show and roasting that guy. That was good stuff. That was absolutely good stuff.
They were like, you get 8 minutes, and you just threw the whole 8 minutes out the window, and you just went after the guy sleeping in the audience.
And it
was
fun.
Funny. It was funny. It made me laugh.
I am a villain. It's what I am. That's what I do. Yeah.
Oh, I see that on your Instagram. What is that all about? What does that mean? Is that your branding?
That's my branding.
Oh, Alexa just answered me. She was like, I don't know.
Oh, well, now you know, Alexa. That's right. That's on stage. I'm not usually a very nice person. And if I get on you and start going at you, a lot of people don't like me. There are people that like me a lot, and they like this villain
hard for me to
attitude.
Believe. So hard for me to believe.
No, it's not. I have all sorts of people that send me like angry Facebook messages after they see my show and all sorts of stuff. But, oh, you're so mean.
That's amazing.
It's just who I've become.
If you want to send some comments at any of our social sites about Marz and how much you dislike him, please do. We will do a follow-up with Marz sometime in the future and address each and every one of those comments.
Yes, Zynadine. If you want to get uppity, because I've been going through your stuff, I'm looking. Zynadine updated his cover photo, and the only comment on his cover photo is by Zynadine.
He commented on his own photo?
He commented on his own photo. So,
and nobody liked it? No, was there any likes or anything?
There were 3 likes. Let's see.
See, this is where the rabbit hole goes down to try to figure out, are those people real?
I don't know. The one person I see that commented, Mech Hor La Loi. Yeah, people with 4 names usually aren't real. Let's dive a little deeper. Who is McLorelai?
Why is that the accent you've chosen? I'm just wondering.
Because there's like little squiggly lines over the O and the 2 I's, and so he does a weird thing with his back. If you can see
yeah. That's amazing.
McLorelai.
That reminds me of Greg Holliman's headshot, actually, where he's like, this one.
That one of the weirdest headshots. He looks like old school reggae singer Shabba Ranks in that photo. Oh, here is a picture of McLorelai.
Ooh, he looks like Eminem or something.
Yeah, Eminem that would throw a dog off a roof. Ladies and gentlemen, your school shooter 2019, McLorelai.
Marwin.
Come on. It's unfortunate. Well, fine. Hey, I'm doing us a service. No one give McLorelai guns or access to guns. If you see this man, please give him some pussy and calm him down. Because if you don't...
Okay, so now we're on to gun control. The Marz Timms thinks gun control is just hand out the pussy.
I will, if you suspect And I need like good, credible suspects, not just some high school kid that's like, I just want to get laid. No. If you know that weirdo psychopath kid in your school, I will pay to get that kid fucking laid so that he doesn't go around and shoot up a school. Giving teachers guns, I don't think that's the way to do it. But giving these dorks some pussy, there you go. There you go.
That's honestly what you think is the.
That's what I think. It's true. Why aren't girls doing it? Because they have pussy.
Okay. I mean, you can't argue with that.
Yeah. Come on. Get these dudes laid, and you don't have these problems.
But can't they? I mean, I only know as much about the male anatomy as the one that gave me some children. Isn't it just like a joystick? You could just give yourself joy whenever you like.
Don't just leave it at joystick. You know the one that gave you children also likes a finger in the butt.
I didn't say it.
Rumor has it around the we'll do locker room talk. Yeah, it's a joystick. It is the joystick. They can't create a joystick better than that joystick. And if you work that joystick right, shootings don't happen.
So, but all I'm saying is, if you're upset, whatever, you're bullied, you want to go shoot some people, couldn't you just pull your pants down and just catch a bottle at a guy?
See, because when a dude is doing it, it's angry. The guy's doing it, he's like, and that is all angry. But a woman is like, hey, yeah, easy, come on, easy. It's like a Scarlett Johansson. It's like a Black Widow or whatever in the Avengers calming the Hulk down. Basically, she's giving the Hulk a hand job. She's like, easy, big guy, easy, come on. Shoot that old Bruce Banner out there. Come on, shoot that Bruce Banner out there. And he calms down. I
don't know about women all across the world, but it's more like I have to hold the hand there so it doesn't get tired. And it's like you're rolling over and you're just hoping it'll end soon.
Women are great. They're sacrificing for the greater good. So ladies, hey, everybody, pay for some strippers or some hookers to go sleep with these dudes so we don't have all of these mass shootings. I'm telling you, it would calm these dudes down. It would calm them down. Your stricter gun laws, no, loosen up the hoe laws.
The hoe laws?
These hoes go to these schools, and that the kid that's always in there talking to like the counselor, oh, why doesn't anybody like me? You know who does like you? Old Cinnamon over here. Cinnamon like you long time, and Cinnamon's gonna help you get through your day. You don't need to go to recess where all the kids are going to beat up on you. You go right here into the little lap dance room. Cinnamon's going to work you over. And for the rest of the day, you're going to be like, yo, I don't care what these dudes are talking about. Cinnamon just let me get off and I am good. Good. I think it's better than marijuana. People like smoke marijuana and then they're like, oh, I'm so laid back. I'm so calm and relaxed now after smoking. What do dudes do after they have sex? They go right to sleep. Right to sleep.
I have smoked marijuana like 3 times in my life. It's not my gig. Like, I'm not against it. Hashtag legalize it. Mm-hmm. Like, I think we could all agree that we should. But as far as it was like 3 times. The first time was because I was dating. You
don't have to lie to me. The police aren't
I'm serious. The first time was because I was dating Tom, my husband now, and his cousin, who no one decided to tell me smokes like industrial strength weed that like astronauts work on. Is
that little Gabe?
No, it's a Big Mike. So he's in the backyard on the 4th of July, and Tom's in the house, like, using the can, and we're going to go. And he pulls out a joint, and he passed it to me. Now, I'm dating Tom, and I really like him. And I feel this overwhelming urge to not be rude to his cousin, who clearly loves weed. Like, it's part of his life. And I was like, okay, so I smoke cigarettes. So I kind of smoked it like a cigarette a little bit, like a couple of things. And then I was like, thank you very much, right? And I go in and get in the car with Tom. And then Tom's like, well, did you have a good time? Yada, yada. And then I just start laughing. And I cannot stop laughing. And then I start crying because I cannot tell Tom why I cannot stop laughing or crying. No words will come out. It is just noises. It's just my body, just thriving and laughing and crying. And I'm like, I've never felt anything like this. And I get out to him like, Mike, weed. That's like all I could get out to him. And he goes, oh no, you didn't smoke Mike's weed. Like he has like the industrial strength weed. And I was like, and that was my first time. That was the first time.
Oh.
And I was like,
all right.
So I was like, I don't love it. But then, I started working for Frank Janish. And that was like required at the employee meetings.
Frankie J's on Broadway.
So
Frankie J's on Broadway.
A couple times around with Frank, and specifically on New Year's Eve when he made these little cookies that had weed in them. And he didn't. This is the other thing. I feel like people are just tricking me to get high at this point. He just comes over and he goes, "Take this." I made this. And I was like, oh, like he was a chef. I was like, oh, okay, Frank made a cookie. So I pop 2 in my mouth of these little cookies because I'm like, I love Frank. He's my boss. I pop 2 of these little cookies and they taste like twigs. Like I'm chewing on grass and twigs. And I'm just like, good. Like, good job, Frank. Like, these are different. I'm sure the vegetarian crowd will love them. And then the whole world goes like this. And then I think I'm in the corner for the rest of the night as Tom tries to bring me home. So those are like the 3 times. That's like it. And because of those amazing times, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't smoke weed. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess that would put some fear in you.
But that was like 20 years ago, like 15 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
15, that's Pimprov, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like 15 years ago. So that's been, I don't know. If somebody's out there wants to come on the show and talk about weed with me and why I should try it again, we could do that. But
I'm sure you could throw a rock and hit somebody in the city of Chicago, in the improv stand-up theater community. That's just like, all I do is get high.
And also, like, I don't want to be those guys either because they're amazing.
Oh, look at you being nice. Those motherfucking weed heads. Not everybody wants to legalize it. It's like, these dudes are super cool. No, if you don't smoke all the time or whatever, it's still just like, yo, dude, you can't just do that all day long. Sure, it sounds good, right? But no, some of us have to be productive and grind in these streets, get these shows.
What do you have coming up that you want to plug?
My butthole. No, I don't want to plug that. I'd like to keep that.
If you'd like to plug Marz's butthole, make a comment in the
No!
social.
No!
And we will talk about it on our follow-up.
No! Zine Adine is going to chime back in. I'd like to plug it. You're like, no, you faker. Then your high school shooter of the year is Zop Blop Blooble Blop or whatever his name. Mek Hor Lalai.
Oh my.
Oh, making fun of this dude. He's from Algeria. He's from Tlemcen, Algeria. There's a whole lot of repeating of words in these dudes. He's a former software engineer at Facebook. Really? That's the picture you take and you worked at Facebook? You know how Facebook works and you put pictures of yourself looking like a freak on there? I don't believe it, Meklek Lo Hyro.
You don't believe it?
Come on, Ann. I don't believe it.
I'll take whatever.
Although he does have this weird, cool movie on here. I'm going to have to go back and check that part out.
Well, what do you want to plug besides your rear?
Pimprov is always. Pimprov is Friday nights at 10:30 p.m. at CIC Theater. We are in our 15th year of existence. Our 10th year straight of being every Friday night at 10:30. Tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell your enemies, send them out. They're all guaranteed to have a good time. But if you're sending your enemy for some nefarious reason, just let us know beforehand, and we'll try to let a light or something drop on their head, whatever you're into.
You're into?
Boy,
Didn't you have some
yeah.
stand-up or something you want to plug, or you don't plug those things?
No, I do. I'm really into Mech Horror Lalai. Shows off his torso a lot. He has most of his profile pictures are of his chest and ab. He's got one ab. This dude's like, check it out. I'm down to my last ab.
Like you could just give abs away. Have an ab. Have an ab.
Yeah.
Here's some vagina. Have an ab.
Yeah, I'm gonna start a GoFundMe page for people to donate abs for Mech Horror Laloi.
He didn't even comment on your. He didn't even want a question, and you're just going down this dude's friends list and just roasting everyone now.
I know. Now I'm going down his friends list. Here's a picture of Mech Horror Lalai in a fake leather jacket. Can we?
How do you know it's fake?
It's Algeria. I'm culturally insensitive, and I apologize to all Algerians. I'm just saying these things because I never passed it in high school. Oh, that's algebra. Sorry, Algerians. Yeah.
I was thinking like
he's got his what?
Who studies Algerian in high? I was like, what high school did you go to? Didn't you live in Oak Park?
Yes, I do. No, I don't. Just in case Zeta Deta and Mechalor High are looking for me. I live in.
I didn't. No, where did you go to? You didn't. You went to high school in Oak Park, right?
I live in Bangor, Maine. Mechalor and Zeta Deta.
Where did you go to high school?
Oh, they have pictures of dudes getting there. There is a guy with no legs having his pants ripped off on Mech Horror Laloy's. Oh, that dude was faking. He was a fake Chinese beggar who had real legs just crossed up underneath his pants to look like he didn't have legs. And
that's a hilarious
big shout out to Mechlek Lure High. Yeah, it is. It works. Oh, here's the video. Are we watching these videos just for the? Can you see that?
You can't really. Well, yeah. Okay, you can a little bit. You can see a little bit. He's kind of.
See the crack?
Yeah, he's kind of on his knees. Oh yeah, that's hilarious. That's a Harvey Korman bit. From.
It is.
It's from yeah, I believe so. From Carol Burnett, where he would just be a little guy and just have shoes on his knees and then just do the kicking.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Harvey Korman who did that? How far we've come.
I'm pretty sure it was, yeah.
From making fun of little people.
How far we've come.
To continue.
To pretending to be them.
Yes.
Big shout out to Mac Lahai. Yeah. Awesome, man. So yeah. Hey, all you cool people, go and talk to me like I'm an idiot on Facebook. Put your comments for questions, and every episode, Ange will go through and make fun of you and your friends. So
maybe not every episode.
Something you can look
know
forward.
What I'm going to do tomorrow? Who I'm talking to, which is exciting. Yeah. Tomorrow, I'm talking to a flat earther who I've met on Twitter, who I don't know at all, but he believes the Earth.
Who are you going to talk to?
He believes the Earth is flat.
Oh.
And he believes.
Who is it? Kyrie Irving?
No, I don't know him. I met him on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter. He thinks I'm charming, because I am. And
you are.
I put out on Twitter, would anyone be interested in talking to me for this new show? So I don't know him, but he believes in the earth is flat and he believes in QAnon. I'm going to learn all about that tomorrow. So I doubt he's going to make fun of everyone.
Q and non?
QAnon. It's like well, I'll say because I don't know at this point. It's like a conspiracy theory that there's a deep state conspiracy. The government is like plotting things against us, and they like stage things like the moon landing and like shootings, and they have crisis actors, and they are doing all of this to like, I don't know why. I don't know why the government would do this. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
so basically tomorrow you're interviewing Steve Bannon.
Yes. I mean, he's a musician. I don't even know his real name. I just know his @handle on Twitter. Tomorrow we're going to get in an interview with him. So I doubt he's going to go
all right
and roast all of the questions. Maybe I'll take anything that anyone who asked him questions, maybe I'll just save them so Marz can roast them on another episode.
There you go. At the end of each episode, I'll just come on and I'll like roast people at the end of each episode. There you go.
Perfect.
I'll be your sidekick. I'll be your Andy Richter your Conan.
Oh.
I'll be your Andy.
My Andy. You're more like my Gus Richter than my Andy Richter.
Yo, I hope you're not making fun of my boy Gus.
No, never.
That's my dude. Love Gus. Love Gus. Oh, he is so cool.
He.
Yeah, I do have. I do have stand-up shows coming up. So let's see. Thursday night, I'm at the Ashbury Improv down in Willow Springs. That's a 10 o'clock show. So the Ashbury Improv in Willow Springs. I'll be down there.
This isn't going to come out till
headlining
till Tuesday. This is going to come out on Tuesday.
Till next Tuesday?
Yeah.
All right. So what do I have going next week? Next, the weekend of June 1st, I'll be down in Florida. I'll be teaching a improv workshop on the 2nd of June and doing a show in Sarasota. I'll be in Sarasota with Greg Holliman, who captained Face First Stripper Buttholes. June 2nd, Greg Holliman and I will be down there teaching a improv comedy workshop and doing a show at 7:30 Yeah, somewhere. I should probably know where that's going to be. Let me just look real quick because it's right here. Our workshop will be from 1 to 4. Our workshop is going to be from 1 to 4 down there in Sarasota, and then the show is going to be at 7:30, and we are going to.
Is there a name of a theater, or is it just you guys are standing in the middle of the road and somewhere in Sarasota? Just zap.
Florida Studio Theater.
Okay.
We will be at the Florida Studio Theater June 2nd at 7:30 p.m. Doing some improv. And then from 1 to 4, we will be teaching an improv workshop entitled Bigger Than the Stage. So, yeah, there you go.
I just want to real quick for all the people who've been listening and at this point are like, who the hell is Greg Holliman? Because we said his name so many times.
Yes, we have.
If you go on IMDb, you'll see that his biggest claim to fame, he's done several things, done some voicing for Cartoon Network and such, but kind of his biggest claim to fame is he was Principal Blackman in the Comedy Central show Strangers with Candy.
Mm-hmm.
We heart Mr. Greg Holliman, and we
hate Greg Holliman. You heart Greg Holliman. I hate that.
Oh, the last time I saw Greg on the street, he literally was just passing by me, and he goes, You help Pimprov so much. I don't remember your name.
What?
And I went, Yes, I did. Would you like to come up to my office? And so then he came up to the office. And he came up to the office and was like, oh, this is really nice. I was like, you still don't remember my name? No idea. No idea.
There's Greg Holliman and I in New York with my buddy Matt Lappin, produces for the Colbert Report. That was a fun night. Greg Holliman is the black guy, just in case people
In
didn't
case
know.
people weren't sure.
There's a
Principal Blackman.
Principal Onyx Blackman. Up there's Greg with Stephen Colbert. We were hanging out with Colbert when we were there as well. If you all can see that.
So,
Yeah.
when you get to hang out with Stephen Colbert, the first time I met Greg Holliman was like at the Conservatory. He got like roped into judging some like teen improv thing, and I was like, okay, he was my judge or whatever. We were drinking some wine. I grabbed his phone. I just put my number in his phone, and then I called my phone from his phone, and I was like, we're gonna be best friends. And like that's how I did it with Greg Holliman.
Wow.
When you met Stephen Colbert, were you like, we're going to be best friends? Give me your phone.
No. We were too busy having fun. I didn't even think about any of that stuff at all. He's Colbert is such a cool dude, and it was fun to hang out with him and talk to him. And again, if
did you get the digits?
A lot of people,
are you able to call Stephen Colbert right now and be like, what are you doing?
Maybe back when he was on Comedy Central. No, not even then. Greg could back when he was on Comedy Central, but now, you can't get him. He's Mr. Late Night.
Yeah.
He's really doing it up out there. So, and he's doing a great job. So no, I wish I knew him and had the history that he and Greg have. They toured together at Second City, Strangers with Candy for 3 seasons together. Greg did some episodes of the Colbert Report for them. We were out there in the audience at the Colbert Report one time, and I guess he hadn't seen Greg in a long time, and I
feel like the entire cast of Strangers with Candy hasn't seen Greg in a long time.
You might be right. Pasquazi probably sees him the most.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, he should talk to all those dudes, Danilo, all those. And I always encourage Greg to like talk to them and reach out to them when they're like, I see they're doing like projects and stuff. Like Amy Sedaris has a new show, and I'm constantly telling Greg, yo, call her, get on the show. She's got like a season 2 coming out. Get in there, because they're putting everybody that did Strangers with Candy on there, doing like cameo roles and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, get on that show. But he is Greg Holliman, and that's my boy, and so I ride with him. Whatever he says, I'm down for whatever. But no, go back, check out Comedy Central, Strangers with Candy.
This episode is brought to you by Strangers with Candy.
Strangers with Candy, brought to you by Greg Holliman. No, Greg's like my best friend. We had like this weird just chance meeting, and
I think I introduced you.
Best friend I met him at an audition.
Oh.
And then after that, I told you that I'd met him and like got his phone. Like with Greg, I was like, hey, we're going to be best friends. And I gave him my phone number, and I like ran out of the audition like, I got Greg Holliman's phone number.
I did the same thing.
Yeah. And he totally Chappelle Show Rick James me when he came over to my house. And he like completely like, I'm Greg Holliman, bitch. And like came into my house and was like, you ain't got no beer in this motherfucker. He like broke my couch. He ate a dozen donuts. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
And we've been best friends ever since, writing, traveling together. So yeah.
I'll just quickly tell my Greg Holliman story. I had him host Snubfest, which is a comedy festival I used to produce. And he comes out, and there's not a ton of people in the audience. There's like 25 people in the audience. And he's stinking drunk. Like at this point, like Greg was working for, like it was like, this is a Hollywood guy. And it's like, I can't pay you, but I can give you a 6-pack, which you will drink before the show starts, apparently. So he comes out, he is stinking drunk, and he goes, do you know who I am? And there's nothing, and silence. And he goes, I was on TV with Stephen Colbert. And then this one guy is just like, And then he just shouts through the curtain like, what am I doing out here? I was like, you're hosting Snubfest. He's like, what is that? So then I'm just feeding him lines through the curtain. It was just super weird. But it was a good time. Good time.
Good. Yeah, I know. He's so funny. We do a lot of shows on the road together, and Greg is I always have him introduce me, and through the years, he has never gotten my intro right. And it's just like, it's like he barely knows my name when it's time for me to go on. He's like, this guy, you can see him in a trailer for something, and he did some voice for a video game. I don't know the video game, but Marz Timms. But he's such a presence. He is such a presence on stage, and he fills a room, literally and figuratively. When he fills a room, that's my dude.
Yeah. Well,
I tease when I talk about him. I always kid him when I talk about him, but I love that dude.
We'll see if after this, Greg Holliman takes over the comment section and wants to have you take him down.
Oh, he will.
I doubt he'll listen to this whole thing. Come on.
No, he doesn't have the attention span to. No. He absolutely won't.
I want to thank.
But if you interview him, he will listen to.
That is true. I might reach out to him and be like, "Do you want to do this?" We'll see. So I want to thank my guest today, Mr. Marz Timms, the founder of the Chicago comedy show Pimprov, as well as a performer in the Netflix show Easy. If you want Marz to roast you and your friends' social accounts, please put a comment in the social section, and we will do a follow-up episode with Marz. Check us out at Idiot Talk Show at all your social sites. And that is the show for today. That is show 1 in the can, band. I feel like that's what social people do. They say like cutesy rhyme things. Like ready like spaghetti.
Yes, they do.
Fam.
You say fam a lot. Famo, fam.
So my idiot fam, tell your friends and subscribe on iTunes. Thanks a lot, Marz. Thanks for listening to Talk to Me Like I'm an Idiot. You can find us on all your favorite social channels at Idiot Talk Show. Make sure you subscribe anywhere that you get podcasts. And make sure you tell a friend. We can't grow without your love. Make a comment and we will definitely comment back. Have an awesome week, everybody.
I don't want to be alone in this bed. Won't you give me something I can take apart?